Yeah. So these are the original swings. So as you said before, you know, the feeling you're getting is it's getting a little bit flat as you go back. And then at the top of the swing it feels a bit hooded, a bit shut at the top of the swing, which you know about. But it's how you go about changing that. That's the... Yeah, to try and keep it square, yeah, which the iron you're doing well at doing. There's a good bit for the grip later on to look at where that left thumb's sort of pointing, which we'll talk about in a second. So going on the bits that we want to improve on. Nope. So the bits we've sort of said we want a little bit better is here as we go back. For me, the flatness comes from not because you're too flat, because it's natural there. You're actually trying to get it outside the line. You see the club going outside. But watching your lower body, immediately your legs are opening up there as soon as you take it back. Hips are moving. And then the club's not too flat, but then it looks very flat here, and that's because of how much movement there is here. And as you said, lower body wise might not be the strongest, but there's no reason why we can't keep it still at the start, because there's no resistance there, so just getting out of that habit. So here, that's the difference. Really, really quiet, and then upright, as opposed to movement from the start. And then it's hard to see from this angle, but the hinge is something we'll look at from the front. And then from there, it just looks very unstable, with the lower body and the feet and whatnot. Very, very hooded at the top, whereas this is looking much, much better. And then from the front of the swing, not masses to see, but again, a little bit with the grip. So the shoulders here look a bit squished over. Right hand's on top of the left and up, whereas here his right shoulder looks nice and relaxed below his left. Right hand's a lot lower, more on the club there. So that's the main difference at the setup. The lower body whips away straight away, so the knees are knocking over, hips are moving, not very stable. Whereas we're trying to get this more stable sort of stance, if that makes sense. Driver, just an exaggeration really of the other clubs. So the driver, again, lower body moves, hooded at the top. Same from this view here. So as soon as you take it back, tries to go upright, gets very flat here. Body's stood up, club's very hooded, foot's off the ground. So moving forward, a couple of sort of slow. Actually, we sort of zoomed in on the video, so have a look at the grip. So one, the shoulder looks a lot lower, and then the right hand's much lower there, and it can get this hinge here, so you can see the hands working there. Yeah. Whereas it's hard to do that when they're sort of crushed on. And then that was get better. It'd be easier to do, but you would have struggled before. This is the bit we want to keep an eye out on, is not flicking the hands like that, because that's what's going to get it flat. Whereas we want to go nice and upright with the shoulders and the hips, keeping them still, then up naturally with the hands there. That was much, much better. And again, that looks class at the top there. That looks miles better at the top there, and we keep that left side nice and still. And like you said, that happened naturally, rather than thinking about wrist or thinking about this, that and the other. It's happening a lot more natural there. Again here, rather than flicking the hands, we want that nice and stable. Yeah. But it's being patient if you can though, and just doing it in slow motion. I'd much rather you hit 50 balls but do 150 swings. Yeah. Yeah. I think if you got 50 balls but did 150 swings or 100 swings, but you did slow swings, really get a feel for it. And again, that looks much, much better with the driver. Tons better there at the top. Yeah. But again, the feeling, you've probably never done this before. You know, in order to try and get that, you probably tried all sorts of different stuff. And again, your thought process would be weaker with the grip, weaker with things like that. Yeah.